Good morning, my friends. How are you doing? I already started the stream a little bit early, no worries. I need to adjust some things. I wanted to test something, so I started a little bit earlier. So we will start 10 to with the real stuff. What are you guys doing? What's going on? Uh-oh, hold on. There's something here. Hey! No fighting. What the hell? Oh, you girls are annoying. Go. Okay. What's going on there, my loves? Go find it. Okay. Um, pam. Okay, mic is working. I've got the correct screen is on. Here we go. All good. Okay. Pam, pam. 339. I'm gonna give it a few minutes because I started the stream early just to test some things. Here we go. How are you guys doing? I want to start with some educational stuff today because it was very interesting yesterday. And also go back to the London session. How I was a little bit. I noticed that my trade wasn't working, and that always triggers me to look more into it. And I want to go into that a little bit in the stream. I think it's very educational, very valuable. We'll do that later. Let's have a look at what price is doing right now. Hey, Silent Catalyst, how are you doing? We'll get into today's trading, but I'm not too worried about what price is doing now. I really want to share. Let me pin the Discord pin because then I don't have to worry about that. What's today? Here we go. Anyone traded yesterday's opening or after the opening? Did anyone catch the long, or did we or did we catch? Were we caught in the short? Like most, I was actually caught in the short a little bit, but then I at some point I was like, okay, I have to really zoom out and already apply my knowledge that I used in after London, and then I saw it. I just saw everything, and like, okay, I know now what's happening. But initially, I was caught up in that short, and then I was okay. Oh my God, I see it now so clearly, and it's really hard. Time distortion when you're in it, it's sort of hard to define it because it's still printing, right? And you think every time, oh my God, now we're going to get the low. And we were caught yesterday in London. Um, this was our area here, here, this breaker that formed. Technically, it is with time distortion. You actually should be able at some point when it's done, you can just literally cut out a whole area and then it just, but it doesn't make it is hard when you're in it to define it. And then I'm always like yesterday also in London I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna, it doesn't work. I'm just not, I'm going to get out of the trade and I'm just going to do something else. I'm going to go to the beach and zoom out again. And in hindsight, it's always easy, but in hindsight, you learn. That's unfortunately you have to go through that. And things became very, very clear to me after 10:30. I was like, okay, I know what to do now. Um, so those who study the PD area matrix, we know we have high, lows, rejection blocks. Most people don't use the rejection blocks as much as they look for liquidity. Now, we had equal, remember that yesterday in London, we created sort of equal lows here, right? And they left it. Now, why did they leave it? Because it rejected here. It was a rejection block. But we also have another rejection block here already that we use this wick. So rejection block, that was twice. Then we were stuck here yesterday, remember? And I was aiming for a short, but it didn't go lower than here. So later I came back from the beach and I was thinking like, okay, let me zoom out a little bit. So I went back into the charts and I did mark this rejection block here. That okay, what did we do? We went into a rejection block. So then this becomes liquidity at some point. Now the tricky part yesterday was we did have a devil's mark somewhere. Oh yeah, it was here. This one here. We also created that in London. The only thing that we did at 10:30, we just gave this a little wick, and that was the last rejection block. That was number 3, and then it went up. Now, I was initially, I have to be fully transparent with you guys. I was in a trade and I was actually aiming for this because I thought all my levels, everything lined up with taking these lows. But once it started going up and I was stopped out and I was really pissed, to be honest. Hey, Mether, how are you doing? I was really pissed, but then I was looking, I zoomed out on the higher time. I'm like, oh my God. And then I saw it. Rejection block, and this was a devil. You can literally a devil's mark on the lower time frame with the wick next to it was also a rejection block. That's 3 rejection blocks, and that's actually one of the strongest algorithmic signatures for a move up. Now, in hindsight, this was clearly time distortion, right? This was clearly time distortion. If you would have used this breaker here, now it wasn't technically the real breaker. This was the real breaker here. And you can see this is the real retest right over here. This was the retest. Now this was all, but it's still, this breaker still worked that we formed in our London session. And that should have got me already thinking, okay, we're not going lower, we rejected here. So after I got back to the beach, I realized, okay, we went into rejection block. That's why we didn't go lower. And my initial thought was, oh, we're going to take out these lows in New York, but that was also incorrect of me, of myself. So that I got caught in that trade. But then I managed to, when we started really inverting this one, then I started seeing this and I managed to catch this retest here. This was the true breaker. This was just all distortion. But it was a large distortion from Wednesday PM session up to opening. Literally, it was the whole overnight session was time distortion. But yeah, hey, good morning. So it was quite interesting. I'm just wondering if anyone took the long at some point. I got caught. Even though I went over why did my trade did not work in London? Why did I went back into it and I realized the rejection. But then I still thought about, okay, we're going to take it out of New York, but it still didn't do it. And the devil's mark here, there was a devil's mark here, right over here, this one. That was the last manipulation wick that was necessary. This was the manipulation before it was ready to go up. Here you go. You can see it, this candle here, boom. So you always want to mark your devil's marks. It's so important. And that was the last little bit it needed for the spike up. Yeah, my go-to my two favorite PDRAs are rejection blocks and breakers because they just give me the most information for me for how I trade. Even though I missed initially, I took some of the short here, but obviously my TP was lower, and I gave back. But then I just realized, oh my God, London, it didn't work out. No, and then I go back and I look at and then, okay, rejection. This is the final, the death kiss, rejection. 3 rejection blocks, and then boom. I just wanted to share that, and the time distortion is just, in hindsight, you can just literally cut out a whole area. but it's hard. While we were in it in London, you just don't see it. You think it, oh, we've got accumulation, manipulation, distribution, right? That's how you think. And you think it's going to take out these loads. That was how I was thinking, but it was wrong. So in hindsight, he was just using rejection block, after rejection block. And the word says it, rejection, rejection, rejection to go lower, rejection. So I just want to share that, guys. So that also explains why this trade didn't work out. So I'm never sad if a trade doesn't work out in the way I want it to work out, because it always gives you intel. You have to look for it in hindsight, okay? And, and that's where you learn. And at some point, you will start recognizing things earlier, and be able to catch it without having a losing trade before that. So this was, it wasn't a losing trade. It was a break even almost, to be honest. But then this was actually the true retest of this breaker. Now this little bastard here did the job pretty well, but normally you don't have, when you use a breaker and you have a retest of a breaker, you don't want to use two. Normally you have one retest and not a second one. So this was all manually overridden and all, market maker, FU, algo on. I'm ready for the weekend. Definitely I am. Yes, yes, yes. But first we make some money, right, Mehmet? We want to make some money more. We're greedy today. But who took that? Who took the long and who got caught on the short? I'm just curious because it's a very interesting area. Because if you zoom out on the, if you would have zoomed out, you could clearly see a market maker model forming here, right? You've got the sell side, time distortion, and then the buy side. Now in hindsight, it's always very easy, but the algorithmic clues were there, and they were already giving them us. They were giving them already to us in London already. So always when my trade doesn't work, it's always like, okay, why is it not working? It's either I'm stuck in consolidation, or I am mistaking a manipulation move for distribution. Those are the two things that I have found out now that if my trade doesn't work, it's one either or. And it's always hard to find out until the time distortion is done. That's the honest thing. So it's easy in hindsight. I'm not saying I knew it exactly here. I just knew something is off, and I don't know. When I say I don't know, it's in hindsight. I find out it's one of those two things. But anyway, I just want to share that because I think it's valuable information. So let's get back into the chart. It's funny. I see I lose some people already, and that's okay because they're not. They just want signals for this session. I want to lose those people actually. That makes sense. So I went back from 20 people watching to 11. So that's half. So we know that half of the people just want signals. Okay, let's get into the charts. Okie dokie, let's get into it. Well, okay, I think we're just going to go down a little bit for now. Let's see. Any questions on what I discussed just now, guys? For those who want to learn something, I'm just curious if people are interested because there's so much. It doesn't really matter actually at all. Um, yes. So we have news today. I think it's CPI today, right? There are some people that really like CPI. I'm not too crazy about CPI. It's not really my favorite. But, um, yeah, CPI, and then at 10 a.m. consumer confidence. So it could be a nice volatile day. Um, Did anyone? I'm really curious. Did anyone trade yesterday? Did anyone manage to catch the long or was calling that short? In at after 10 o'clock. I'm just really curious because, like I said, I was caught in that short because I did think that we would go for those, but then after zooming out, it started to make sense to me. After I lost, after I went back to almost break even on that trade, I was like, okay, I need to really now zoom out again quickly, and because I had the same feeling in London, right? Because it also didn't work out. So it was literally London sometimes really New York just mimics the things that it does in London. So for me, it was like, oh my God, am I not caught twice in the same thing? And then in hindsight, obviously, um, I think rejection blocks are one of the strongest PDRAs. I just love them, and I should have known sooner than actually I did, to be honest. So, um, Okie dokie. Now, are we bullish or bearish for the rest of the day? Let's see. It's Friday. We've got news. Red folder. Consumer consummate. We manipulated yesterday. Like I think was one of the strongest manipulation areas we've seen in a while. But it was still algorithmically clean because of what I explained just now. And with hindsight knowledge, obviously, because it wasn't easy to see while we are in it. So that's why I wanted to go over it. But algorithmically, yes, it was extremely, extremely clean. And it was just creating liquidity to be taken out. And we already had this one here and then boom. But then again, you don't know how far it could go, right? But with time distortion, if you are able to figure out what is the time where it started distorting and you literally cut out that piece, then you can find out the exact manipulation move that you can use for calculation. Then you will get exactly the high right over here. So study this. You want to study this area because it will give you a lot of help in the future. Let me get rid of these. It will not catch me another time twice in a row. I'll tell you that because I was pretty pissed off with myself that they caught me in London. And then actually the same thing happened in New York Open almost. Okay, well, you're in your trade too long. You are not watching the PDRA matrix properly. You're not watching it. You are too. I was, and that's exactly what they want you to. They make you see something which isn't there because they're already using something else. Those bloody bastards. Bloody bastards. Okay, I'm not interested. Look how it's printing. Very spotty. I'm waiting for the long. I don't want to be in this. If it goes down, it goes down without me. But I don't like this at all. Not to trade for a long. It does not. We've got midnight above us still. We did hit a PD array right over here. Oh, previous day high. Oh, that's the high we just formed. We just formed. Um, did we? Oh, that was still in. Oh, Asia. Okay, we formed Asia here. Okay, it's just Asia high we formed with this manipulation with. Interesting. Now let's see. What do we have here? What can we use? What can we use? What has price already shown us? Do we have a breaker? Do we have anything that we can use? I'm gonna go a little bit higher. I want more information. Can use this as a mitigation block. Got an inversion here. Ooh. I'm just gonna mark this area here for now. Body, just gonna have body here. 115. Okay. Okay, my interest is just in this area here now. Hey Preet, how are you? For me, it's just the interest to see how it reacts in there. I don't have any interest in taking any trades in this area. I just want to see if we're respecting this, um, or are we going to disrespect it? If we're going to disrespect this, then I will use this as a breaker, if that makes sense, because we don't have. I want to see displacement through. If this is going to displace through here, then I'm going to use this as a bearish breaker. But at this moment, I'm just want to see if are we just going to mitigate this or not. That's what I'm looking at. If not, I'm just going to not even look at this one at the moment. But if we do go in here, then I will mark this and wait for a retest of this area. So this is also very interesting, guys. I want to also point out, if you have two of these, this is, if you would, technically this, you can argue that this is a breaker, because you have we went into a high time frame PDRA into a fair value gap. We also went into a high time PDRA right over here. I can already see because I marked it here. If you have a bullish, technically also you can say, okay, well, this could be a bearish breaker as well here. You can use this area here, but you can also use this. So if you're stuck between two areas that sort of like sweep important levels, you always want to be aware, like, okay, I want to see one fail. So there's too much data here. Because we have news, I'm thinking like, okay, it could use the news driver to bring us down because there's a lot of things to the downside, but so that's why I'm a little bit, I don't think it wants to go down now. It could do it, but I'm more inclined to think that it's going to use a news driver to take it down, just for disrespecting everything in like very, very low resistance. So I'm just thinking, that's why I'm marking this to see if it's going to react here. This takes us to 0.5 to slightly to discount and then go back up, something like that. So I'm just waiting for that to see. Let's see what it does. Oh, is my volume too low? Really? Volume? Test test. Ta-da-ta-ta. Test test. Is this better? Test test. I see it's sort of kept. I think it's better now, right? Yeah, I think it was kept for some reason. I reset everything. It should be better now, right? Test test. Test test. Test test. Test test. This one is higher now. Why is it? Screwed up everything yesterday. Naughty girl. She's so naughty. Test test.
Test. This is better. Is this one better now? This is not my mic, but I think this one is better now. Can you? This one is not the one I should use, but I think it's better now. And
This is my mic, but it seems to be kept for some reason.
test. Yeah, this one is better now, right? So use this one. Okay, I'll use this one now. It's not as clean and crisp as it should be, but I'll use this one now. And I'll figure out afterwards. Yeah. I don't know what my kid has done. I'm sorry, guys. My apologies for that. Okay, so let's see what's happening. So we have Asia low here, Asia high here. We've got a suspension block here. So, and again, a lot of wicks on the 4 hour. We wanna move each other. So why is this low probability for me? I only would like to take a short when I see an unfilled fair value gap. I don't see an unfilled, I see one that has already been used here. I see potential order blocks that can be used as a spring plank to the upside. Now, so for me, even if it would go, it's for me low probability because I would only take a short into a unused fair value gap. So this is used already. So that will be a gamble for me. So I would just not interested. Even if it goes without me. I would rather take a long then from here if it becomes clear. Now, for those who think this is an unfilled fair value gap on the 4 hour, it is not really, because if you look at the wicks, it's wicks are here, and this is already sort of closed up this gap with wicks. And you can use it as an implied fair value gap, but it's still low probability because it can use those wicks as areas of also to go back up from, unless it's just going to disregard everything and go down into these. At some point, I think we are going to get a nice distribution to the downside. But I'm not interested in right now. I would rather see we're going to reject in one of those wicks here. We do have the N wall matches with the event with the low of Asia, so that's interesting. What are you doing to do? You crazy little girl. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, let's see how we are reacting in this little one here, because we got the suspension block here. I really want to see what price is doing here. So on the 15-minute, we went from internal liquidity. Technically, one could argue, yeah, you on the 15, we did go from internal to, I believe, external already. Let me go. Did we take external liquidity? I need to check. What are you doing, Gigi? Did we have external? Find out on the day. Oh, we actually did not. We did not. We went into this way. Okay, I need to mark this. Okay, I see. You always have to put your left side on the chart to see what price is doing. Otherwise, you trade blind. You don't want to be blind. Oh, this is interesting as well. On the 1 hour, we have a gap here. See on the BHS as well. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we're at the daily open. Let's see if this now becomes a long or is it going to fall further down. I'm more interested in a long from here. Yeah, I think I'm going to paper trade a long. Let's see. Stop loss going to be right below there. Let's see. No, no, no. You cannot come here anymore. No, because you ruined everything. I love you, but you ruined my setup. I know you want to be here, but no. It's a no. It's a no, my love. I love you, but you cannot hang out with me here now. Not when I'm streaming. My little girl. Oh, oh, someone is pissed off now. I'm sorry, my little munchkin, but it's just not possible. Yeah, your stop should be lower. You should want to be stopped at. I want to be a little bit lower. Here you go. 227. This is a little gap here that I noticed. Market 229. Almost 230. It's sort of a turtle soup entry, so you can get stopped out more often than not with turtle soups because you're just trying to get in early. So I don't do that a lot on my live accounts or things like that. So um, I just think we should go higher first than lower. Let's see. Two 230. Why are you not going into the volume imbalance? Did I mark it correctly? Hold on, I need to check. Do I have one here? Yes, also here. It's here. It's better. I might be stopped out that it wants one leg lower, but we'll see. It's a paper trade. I like it. Okay, now let's see if this is that little volume band that it wants to use, or does it want to go lower? Oh, I thought it tapped into the volume bands, but it did not. I would not engage in price action like this on any of my accounts, to be honest. But yeah, let's see how low do you want to go before going back up, because you're not done to the upside. Let's see, I'm talking to this volume balance. Come on, go, go, go. I want to see how you react there. Readjust. Let me see, same. What are you using? It's another line that, oh, what's this? There's no text. We're using this, okay. Hey, Zar Trader, happy Friday to you. Hey, company man Carl. I am doing well. Yourself? How are you doing? Okay, let's see. Now, what I can see happening is that we are opening up at 3 o'clock. We wick to the downside and then we go back up, something like that. Because we're getting closer now. We're over 235. If this is my TP, can I bring it down to here? How much points is that? Does it still under it? 90 is 80 points. It's below 0 0.2. Still 2R trade. This is still 2R trade. That is my TP. Can do that. Yeah, let me bring it down. I can still validate that. Let's see. I think this should go even higher. This could reject here. It could go here. Okay, let's see. Hey, Iban, how are you doing? This is the whole area. Okay, so I was not very impressed with this volume imbalance, as you can see. But let's see if it spikes back up. It's been a mixed bag. I'm hoping to enter with a solid win. Yes. Well, and if you're just not seeing it, you just don't trade. You just leave it for the week because it's been a tough week. You want to see on the 15-minute what's interesting sometimes, what they do. If this is a 15-minute, if 45, if it really goes lower than this volume imbalance, then I'm totally off. I need to, but if it spikes back up and you only have a wick below this volume imbalance, then it does still use this volume imbalance, but I marked it, it's a 15-minute one. So it can still spike back up and then the body will be inside at 45. But if it starts really, really going down, then obviously that won't be the case, right? But let's see, because it's almost 240. I think the run to the downside could stop somewhere here. Let's see what it does. Because if we start spiking back up and the body goes above the volume imbalance, then we might start going back up from here somewhere. Okay, I'm stopped out. It's 240. Okay, let's see. I'm totally not interested in a short, not at all. Just trying to find out a good area to get into a long. I think this might be a good area, but I'm gonna wait now. I really like this area. Should I? I think I need to. Yeah, I'm gonna do another. This is the best. This is even a better entry. Stop loss right below. Let's see. 702. Hit. Like this should have been my first entry because if it stops me out here on 23 ticks, it's nothing. But then you might be able to get your turtle soup. Same entry here. If it stops you out, it's okay. It's just 23 ticks. Then you just let it go and you wait for the macro. Most likely that should be the case. I'm just trying. Let's see. If this is a long position. 20-hour trade. Now, you don't get 20-hour trades a lot of the times. That's like a dream. Let's see. Catch 0.5 is right over here, so ball. If we go over this volume imbalance, I'm going to enter on my account. No, it's not AG Trader. You don't understand what I'm doing. It's not catching a falling knife. This is not catching a falling knife at all. I'm trying to get a 20-hour trade. If you look at the logic is this, look how price has been printing. It's leaving, if you don't understand imbalances and liquidity, price action, this is not a way it's printing that it's ready to leave this range. This is really printing like I want to go back up again and I need to balance out these imbalances. Now it could still go lower, but it's not catching a falling knife. It's catching a falling knife that is starting, that it's already done balancing out an area and that it's going to go low. It could trickle down lower, but what I'm doing here is trying to catch a 20-hour trade with risking minimal entry, minimal loss. So that's when you try to improve your turtle soup entries to catch larger moves. When you catch a falling knife, price is already running down and you're chasing. I'm not chasing at all. I'm using logic, but I can be wrong. And then I need to adjust. But this is not catching a falling knife. Catching a falling knife means it's going down, 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 and it goes down fast. And you don't have a proper stop loss. For me, this is just paper trading to see why is it not working. Because I don't believe that price is ready to go down because of the way how it's printing. And I'm looking here at the higher time frame, like, okay, it could use this wick a little bit, but it could also go up from here, in my opinion. But I could be too early. This is not catching a falling knife, guys. No, this is not unusual. This is how people trade who understand market structure and who understand what market is doing. But you can be too early. The point is that you can be too early when you try to do what I'm doing now. You saw that. But I'm adjusting. I'm like, okay, you know what? It wants to go a little bit lower. But here I said very clearly, this is actually a better TP. I'm looking at 702. We went down. I'm using OTE levels, which is very algorithmic. And I'm looking what price is doing. I'm not catching a falling. This is not a falling knife, guys. There is a falling knife is that you see something moving and you just go in, you market order yourself in, and you just hope for the best. I'm trying to improve my turtle soup entries by watching what market is doing. I'm going over my logic constantly. That is not a falling knife, but it doesn't mean my trades work out. It can be, but I journal that. I'm looking into that. Okay, why? I'm going over the PD arrays. What PD arrays are we in? Where is it going to stop? And I'm like, okay, if we're going to stop here, we're going to, it's disrespecting, but I'm going to show you something on the 15-minute here. We are using this PD array here. So I'm like, okay, it matches with my 702. It's still, the bodies are still within this thing that I have managed to, that I have marked out. So it could still be a trade. It doesn't mean that I am right, but it's not, this is not a falling knife, what I'm doing. This is just trying me to get trades for very minimal loss and very high reward. And that is exactly what I'm doing. If you know me, how I trade, I have trades over 100 points. But how do you get to those points? By doing exactly what I'm doing right now. I don't do it a lot on stream, but this is how you improve those kind of trades. And that's not a falling knife, not at all. There is a difference, but it doesn't mean that I am showing trades that work all the time. I'm fully comfortable to show you guys that my trades do not always work when I'm trying these things. Fully comfortable. I don't care. But don't mistake catching a falling knife for something different. Guys, I'm sharing a lot. I'm just sharing my total process here. So, and this is how I learn. This is how I teach myself to improve myself. If you take a short from price action like this and think that it's going to leave this behind, that is for me, then you are gambling. Now, for me, it is if I would try this, for example, and it still would catch like this. There's no monetary value attached to any of my trades right now, right? So I'm just paper trading this, and what I'm doing here is to see if it doesn't work. I'm only losing 23 ticks. But if this is the correct area if I framed that right, I studied that more in depth, and I will get more of these trades, and that's how you improve. That's why I got like a very high risk reward trading because I've been doing this more often, and I'm still looking into new scenarios like, okay, what's happening here? Is this, and I'm using time as well. So I'm just studying, but this is not unusual. If people think that I am just, I got a comment as well yesterday, oh, you're not profitable. I'm going to stop doing this, guys, and I'm just not going to do that. I'm going to do it on my own. I don't care. But I think it's valuable to show also like, okay, how do you. I don't have any shame to show trades that are not working. But I am going over the logic. Why am I trying it? But if I keep on getting these kind of comments, I'm like, okay, I don't want to do it anymore because people don't understand what you're doing. It's very easy to show winning trades, just winning trades. Stay out of most of them, and then all the times when you're 100% certain, you go in and you show that. But that's not what I want to do. Okay, macro time. Let's see. Let's see if this level is going to hold now or not. Okay. Trader Tao, I have a funded account and I have my own account, and I trade demo as well a lot. Pum, 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 pum. Okay, 251. Am I going to enter again or not? I'm going to wait because this is the macro time. Also, I almost have it open. I'm still favoring the long, guys. I don't have a short bias at all. It might go a little bit lower, but I do not have a short bias. You can trade shorts all you want, but I'm not interested in a short right now. I just have to be more patient. Pa, 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 pa. 253. Okay. I'm going to enter another paper trade long. Be my same TP. Okay, let's see. Breaker, did we go? Okay, let's see, we are going over this one here. $254, almost open. So what I am doing also with these, I'm journaling these trades. I'm journaling time. I'm looking at what is price doing? When is it ready to go? How long does a move take, for example? So I'm not putting any monetary risk at this. What I'm doing here is journaling my things here. Now, the only thing that I'm looking at right now is that we could go lower into this wick, this one here. So that's my only concern, that we might want to go to 50% here, so a little bit lower. But I think we are going to attack all these highs at some point, but we have to be aware that it could go a little bit lower here. So that's why I'm just paper trading this, guys. I'm just wanting to, does it want to go to here, here, here? Um, for value gap here. Oh, shit. It might want to, yeah. I think we have to be more patient, guys. Let's see. Asia is exactly at 0.25%. We have a breaker. We did get into here. I hate these slow. I hate these slow markets. I really, I just, ugh, I never like it, to be honest. But we have to sit through them. They always make me impatient. This is my trap. They make me impatient a little bit. That's why I'm just paper trading, to see where the entry would be valid. But I'm not interested in, and if it does go short, it can go without, well, it is going without me anyway, but so also understand, guys, if you want to experiment a little bit, use your paper trading. It doesn't matter if you just want to, okay, you know what, price is not doing exactly how I want, but I see logic, but I just don't want to put the risk on because I haven't, let's say you haven't back tested something enough, right? You are not really, this scenario is also for me, I don't have enough data on it for me to put my risk on. So that's why I'm doing this. But you still have to apply your logic, and then it's okay to be wrong. And that's perfect. Be wrong on your paper trades and journal it, journal it, journal it. I keep on saying it. So, and then next time the scenario is almost similar, it's imprinted in your brain. You recognize it and you know, okay, you know what, next time I need to wait a little bit longer because maybe it will go to 0.5 here before it's a valid trade, or maybe to 1/3 level because we haven't touched it, right? So let's see. And then maybe it presents a better structure, like because I see structure here, but maybe it's not good enough. This is structure that I could trade off, but we disrespected a volume imbalance, right? So you have to always think, okay, what did it do? We disrespected the volume imbalance. We are below 702. We went below 702. So it doesn't want to go lower and disrespect all the levels. Could be. But there's no monetary loss for me. There's just only learning. I'm just learning. I'm just getting more intel and more. So this is structure that I can trade off. Structure that I would consider valid, considering all the data. But I'm aware that it is a bit tricky area. So I have no nothing on my accounts, nothing opened yet. I won't enter after 3 o'clock. So those who are now trading on their accounts just because, I don't think it's correct because there's conflicting data at the moment. You have to be careful now. Just be careful with longs or shorts. Price action is not, it's very, it's hostile, it's going down, but it's consolidating, then it could make another leg down, it could slam down, it could also slam up. Look what it left behind. Look what it's doing here. It's taking out both sides of liquidity. That's already telling you I don't want to be in. I don't want to be in with my money. Now I want to be in when I can only minimize like my loss with 20 ticks. So let's say 5 points, which I had here, right? Already here I was too late. It's already 45 ticks. So that's 10 points. So now my 20R trade has gone to 7R, right over here. So it's already gone significantly, actually even less, to be honest. Here we go. So that's how I try to calculate how much risk can I take and how many times can I do that? Because when I have my large point moves, sometimes I've got 200-point move trades, but sometimes I have to try a couple of times because I see them coming. But it's not like, oh, I'm going to enter that trade very easily. Those larger moves, you have to be, you're starting to position yourself, but sometimes you get stopped out. So you have to try to figure out that you are able to give it a few attempts. Because most of the times you don't catch those larger moves in one time. You start attempting them and then you get to, because they're turtle soups, right? So thank you, Trader Tao, for your wish. I wish all of you the same. I wish everyone a green day, but I wish also everyone a lot of knowledge and just learning and just, having fun in the markets. I think this is fun. I really enjoy doing this, trying to figure out, okay, where is the right entry? Where did I go wrong? Why was it too early? What was the objective that this move wanted to do? What is the objective? I'm still not sure, to be honest. Is it maybe 50% of the wick? Is it this fair value gap that we were looking at on the 15? Is it this one? Is this enough? Because the bodies are still in here. Is it something else that I'm not missing? There's a lot of information here, and I'm not really, to be honest, I'm like, okay, you're very ugly, but I'm still not interested in a short. But you are ugly. Is it this one? 702. The wicks go down. The wicks do the damage. The body tell the story. In this is one of those scenarios that you use that phrase, right? So the bodies are still telling the story that it wants to be in here, but does it really? Maybe it wants to take Asia low. We'll see. But then this dealing range has been disrespected in the sense of, do we want to go higher from here? That means I have to find a new dealing range to get my long off. But I'm still counting on this dealing range to work for now. So here we go. The moment we start go over this volume imbalance, then I get, and this, we are really going to invert this one. I'll be interested in a long on my account. Top relaxing. Today will go up and down. That's not how it works, my friend. We cannot. You have to go over the price action constantly. You cannot just say today will go up or down. We have to look at per session, and we are doing that right now. So if you've been listening, you should know already what we've been saying. It's not like, oh, we are going up or down. We are still trying to establish that. We are still trying to establish that. So right now, this trade that I have on is only a 5R trade, while my other trade was a 20R trade if it would go here. You see the difference? Now, obviously, I would favor the... So next time, I want to have my same entry here and then have my stop loss here. Then I would have even a higher than 20R trade because my range is larger, right? So that's how I'm thinking. So if it's a 20R trade, I can afford myself a couple of stabs, even though, well, this is still fine. I've loved, if this is going to work, right? I still am fine, even if I would put them all on my account. I'm going to make 61 points on this trade, and I lost 15. So it's still about, 45 points in this scenario. So you always want to think about that if you want to catch these kind of trades. Now you also could think, you know what, why don't you just wait? Yeah, and wait for your structure. True. Sometimes you don't want to do that. There we go. Okay, let's see. Why don't you just wait for the London Open? Yeah. That's actually the best one, to be honest. But when you have a day like, for example, when you're in New York, the opens have already gone. There is no, you just have to try sometimes, if that makes sense. But I think during London, I think the best thing is just to wait for London, because then we didn't have the. But sometimes it moves before the open already. So. But this is what I journal as well. Like, okay, you tried here, and then the best phrase was London Open. I think I'm getting in because I like this scenario now. Daily Open. We've got structure. Structure is holding. $306. Let's wait until macro is almost over. We could go down from this fair value gap though, so be careful. I'm going to bring my stop up now to here. So we get stopped out. Stopped out for less. Remember, this is a CB sell side, right? We want to see it be disrespected. Now this area becomes important. We want this to be disrespected because this is an inversion. Are we going to go over this? Then we know we're bullish. We really have to go over this level now. Okay. We really have to disrespect that larger time frame inversion to become bullish. I'm going to enter on my account when I have a body closure above here. That's my confirmation. Until then, I'm staying out of my account. But it looks like it. So now I have all the confirmation when this happens. You understand why, right? We inverted it. Everybody goes short here. Because everybody thinks, oh, we inverted. But if we go over this again, the inversion is going to be cancelled again. Okay, let's go. Ooh, see? You need a body closure. Wait for a body closure, guys. This is the most important level now here. Body closure. Okay. Okay, now run. Come on, run. Okay, it's a tricky area. I don't like it too much, but let's see. It's a very tricky area because I can frame it both ways, but I favor the long still. If I would only look at the higher time frame, I would say we're going further down. But if I'm looking how this price has been behaving, I prefer the upside. But it's very tricky. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Okay, stop that. Oh boy. I'm not touching a short at all. It could go to Asia low. It could, but I'm not going to touch a short until this area has been cleaned up. That is my, and it could go down all the way it wants to, but I'm just not interested. You see how hard it is to enter. It just keeps on tricking you, right, all the time. It's tricking both sides, literally. Um, it left an equal high here. Blech. I don't like it. I know everybody. I know that a lot of people are going to go short. I know. I know everybody's seeing shorts. I'm aware, and I would also be more inclined for a short than a long. But I just know. I know it's not going to leave this price action behind before really making the real move to the downside. But it might trickle down a little bit. But it's going to give a manipulation move for at some point. And this is all high resistance and just FU around. Well, you see, I've been trying a couple of times already and I've been stopped out, but it's still hanging out in this area, right? You can see it's not really leaving this area. But yeah, if you look through the different time frames, I also would favor a short from here. Let me get rid of this. I would say, okay, we inverted this, right? We go down, we inverted. One could argue, one could say, well, you can use this as a breaker, yeah. But one could also use this as a breaker. And I made a video on that. When you have two breakers, like this is a breaker as well, a bullish breaker. We go into a higher time PD array, right? In this fair value gap. So this is a valid breaker. We activate the breaker here. Now one could also argue, yeah, but you've got a bearish breaker here. So everybody can see different things now. Oh, but you've got a bearish breaker here. What does the activation of the bearish breaker does? The activation of the bearish goes into the bullish breaker. When you have an area like that, you need to stay out because that's tricky because you got a bullish breaker and a bearish breaker. We had the same scenario actually yesterday. And the activation of one is the retest of another until one of the two is going to break. I should use a different word when it comes to breakers, disrespected. So they all qualify. Both breakers qualify because they're all the sweep or the action above it or below it goes into a higher time period. That's important for a breaker. That's number one rule. Both are doing it. Number two rule is you have to have clear swing highs and lows. You have them here, right over here, so they all qualify for a breaker. So now you have a bullish and a bearish breaker in the same vicinity. And then you go back and forth, but you're literally sandwiched between the two of them. The activation of one is the retest of another. And when you see that, you know you are in a territory that is treacherous and is going to F you around. So that's why I only paper trade in that area. You can clearly see it on the 15-minute. Now on the 1 hour, one could argue, yeah, but I only see a bearish breaker, correct? I agree. I agree with that one. So there is no bullish breaker on the 1 hour. So on the 1 hourly, I'm bearish. On the 15-minute, I don't know, but on the 1 hour, I'm bearish. On the 4 hour too, but then we have the wicks, right? So the logic is, okay, I'm bearish, but I want my yellow lines here. If I see a large wick on the 4 hour, I'm like, okay, but how far are we going to go into this wick? And that's at 50%. Let's see, we respect that. So 15-minute tells me, okay, you've got two breakers, you got to be careful. The 1 hour tells me I'm bearish. The 4 hour tells me, yeah, be careful, you got a wick here. We might just only go to 50% or might only go here. So time frame don't align at the moment for me, but I'm still more bullish than bearish. Yeah. Why? Because what price is telling me here how price has been printing. Yeah, Jay, I just went over when time frames don't align, how you want them to align to make it easy. So then you just have to be very careful, but then you just, go over every time frame what you see, and then what time is it? 3:23. I like it. Okay, let's see if we're ready to finally make that manipulation move to the upside. 3:23. I like it. We inverted this. We have a closure. Mm-hmm. 236. Okay, here we go. I marked the 15-minute suspension block because I want to see how we are behaving in that area. So I want to see this 15-minute suspension block to see if that will be the TP or 15-minute. You see how that 15-minute suspension block also is an area that is marked between the 150 and 210 macro. So it tells me that this macro is not done. It's not done yet. So the only question that I have is like, okay, so my original TP was to midnight, right? I'm just wondering if that's a little bit too high, but look how here, look, everything here is like, we left some stuff behind here. I'm just It might want to make another leg down because it's very manipulative at the moment. But I am, like I said, I would never enter a short when I see price action being printed like this. Never ever. Uh, pom 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 pom. Oh shit! I totally forgot to put on the trade because I'm already. I actually put it on my. Okay. Yeah, I'm in one. I have one micro on. Um, we inverted this here with this one, and I got in here. We're above the daily open. We're above 3 o'clock. That's my logic, and I'm still. The only thing is that I'm aiming for this little gap here, but it's a very small trade. I totally forgot to put it on because I'm just intrigued with this price action. I'm sorry, guys. You guys know I'm bullish already from the start, but yeah. So I just want to show you the 15-minute again. Suspension block is a block with two volume imbalances on both sides. We inverted this, but we already re-inverted this. So technically, but we want to see a body closure at 3:30, which is coming now. Let's see. That might be also SMT. What time is it now? 3:20. I want to see the body closure above this inversion, because then we have the confirmation that it will make that move. Stay up. Okay, yeah, we got it now. Now I want to see a new 15-minute candle. Yes, now we're going up. Now we've got our move coming. Boom. There we go. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really in the technical things right now, so I just forgot to put that trade on. But yeah, there we go. Let's go deeper, 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 deeper. You want to go higher, or this is it? Could be. I mean, it makes sense that this is one, but we've got a look what we have here. Look what we have here. Come on, you can go higher. Oh, you don't want to go higher? Could be. Just gonna go here. Ta -da -ta -ta -da -ta -da -ta -ta -ta. We didn't even go in here. We haven't mitigated this. We haven't mitigated this. You want to move like Jagger. Come on, you can do it. Start moving your body. Yeah, start moving your lazy ass. You're gonna wait for the macro? Could be. We could have to wait for the new macro, but well, you guys know what I'm looking for. Now it hit the suspension block, so what could happen that we go down again a little bit, but it's still not, I don't think it's still done yet in this area to really, really make the move to the downside. So okay, 334. I think we're gonna see some violent moves now. Fast and Furious coming in. We're gonna get some Fast and Furious candles. 334, 333. Come on. Give us some large. Give us some violent moves now. We're waiting for it. Come on. I know you. Thank you. You're such a nasty piece of shit sometimes, but I still love you. You are so nasty sometimes, but we still love you because you provide so much. You didn't even go in here yet. Come on, do it. Go grab your. Go grab your. Go go go. Okay, you want to embarrass. You want to take out these. Okay, go. It's okay. Do it fast, please. Okay, now we want to see some violent candles. Come on, give us some large green ones or blue ones in my case. We want some magnets. Geo, come on. I think I want to wait for the macro. I think we have to wait for the macro maybe. Come on, do it. Finish the job. Come on, give us some violent candles. You can do it. Come on. Thank you. I love you. Okay, what have we done? We are here now. This is the most important part, and I will be very careful here. Yeah. Guys, I said from the start from the stream, I'm not looking for shorts until we are done balancing out the imbalances on this area. Now I might be more, now I'm more vigilant, but I still see a lot of imbalances here, which I don't like. I'm not going for any, everybody who's looking for a short is not understanding the market structure, what it's showing us. It's not ready to go down yet. Why? And I've been saying that from the start. If you see a lot of wicks are imbalances, and imbalances needs to be balanced out before price is really ready to move on. During the stream, I went over the different time frames, that every time frame was telling me a different story. So the one I showed, the 15-minute, where we had two breakers. If you have two breakers, you always have to be vigilant. What's price really telling you? On the 1 hour, I could see only a bearish breaker, so I was bearish. But on the 4 hour, I see wicks to the downside, and then I say, okay, you know what? When there's wicks, I have to go into the lower time frames to see are the wicks showing me, and the wicks are showing you a lot of imbalances. Everybody wants to go short. I know a lot of people were like really like, oh my God, you're going. Why are you looking for a long? You're crazy. But that's because a lot of people don't understand. They only look for liquidity. They don't look at the imbalances. And if you don't look into the wicks, you don't understand what imbalances are doing. What the market does only two things: seeks liquidity. But when it's not ready to seek liquidity, it's balancing out imbalances, which is doing it right now. This is exactly what's happening. It's balancing out imbalances. If you are going short here, let me tell you one thing here. So if you have an imbalance here, now it's leaving gaps and things behind all the time, so that it makes you aware, okay, listen, I have to be careful because there are so many gaps that it's leaving behind. It could always swing back to it and manipulate back to them. So you always want to be very, very careful with those, right? And then now I might get interested in a short. Now I might be interested in a short because it has done the work that I wanted it to do. But I'm still not convinced, to be honest. I took that long. You see what it did here? It left these though. But I know a lot of people are already, they have been taken out many, many times in this area because everyone is looking for shorts. And I know you guys were also like, what the F are you doing? It's not a long. It's not a long. I see you short. I know. I was aware of that. But I hope I've made my point here that it wasn't ready to go down yet. Now I am, now I'm more, I'm more inclined to be able to frame a short. But I'm still not convinced, to be honest. I'm just not 100% sure. I would have to leave. Jay, in high, I see view of sell by SMT waiting for fib. I'm not even listen, when I see so much manipulation, I don't look I don't look at SMT because you'll see SMT on both sides. When I see manipulation over manipulation over manipulation, I don't. I look at SMT, yes, but not now. And if we probably look at SMT, we probably won't see it properly because I'm just the only thing that I'm looking at are these imbalances. For me, it's the wicks and the imbalances that have the highest priority. Like I said from the start, I'm not going short until until these imbalances are mitigated. I said it from the start. I don't see a short, and I tried a couple of times for a long, and I was too early, or we were just consolidating. You get stopped out here. It happens. And I journal it, and then I'm like, next time I know, okay, during London, you just wait until the London Open. Don't waste your time, you know. But I'm still not convinced, guys. I'm still not convinced. Why? Well, look at the area that I marked between the yellow lines. But sometimes I leave some behind, right, for later on. So yeah, no worry, Jay. Um, Yeah, Boris has a good point. But Boris, I think we are. I'll actually have to put on my weekly. We have to put on the weekly levels. Now it's Friday, but there's news today, guys. There is news. Where is my? Oh, I need my. Where's my tracker? Hold on. I need my. Okay, let's go to methods. Uh, one month. I don't want the frame here. Triple tracing 10. I'm not interested in this. My favorite indicator for Friday, and actually also for, I don't want labels. I do want labels, but I don't want the table. I don't need the table. There we go. Oh, I also don't want the price. It's too much data. How do I get rid of the prices? Retrace week start, show labels, display. Oh, here we go. Only levels. There we go. I only want the percentages. There we go. So if you look now at the weekly, the weekly lows here, the weekly high is here. So this is we are at 60% right now. I don't think we're going to get the TGIF in the sense of maybe going back all the way, but we could go all the way maybe up higher and then maybe a retracement. I don't think we're going to get the TGIF in the TGIF form as we know it. But you still want to keep these levels. Because a TGIF would mean that we take the weekly high and then we go back into the range. Now that will be, hey, listen, it's still possible. I mean, anything is possible nowadays. I wouldn't be, but I actually think we are going to take out this liquidity at some point. So you want to keep those levels in tune. So you have to understand the logic of things, guys. Because if you just say, okay, it's a CGIF, but yeah, but look at the levels where we're at. We're at 60% of the weekly range. So TGIF means you take out a daily high or low, and then you retrace 20% back into the range. Why is that the weekly incorrect? Did I see a mistake here on the weekly? Oh, I think there's a mistake here on because it took 27. I see. Hold on, that was my bad. That was my bad, guys. Because actually, I think we can get an TGIF. That's my bad. I'm sorry. I was just. Is this the start of the Monday? Yes, it is. Monday. We have a Tuesday low. Yeah. Okay, I got you. Yeah. Okay. So the weekly gave like it went back a little bit too far. It didn't take the current week, so that was I was misreading it, and obviously that wasn't. So we created a high just on Friday already. I if I look at this candle here, I wonder if we're going to go all the way into this one today. I wonder if we're going to do that. We took out this high. We could have a TGIF already, but I wonder if it's ready to really, really go down without taking out this liquidity. I don't know. I don't think we're going to do that. I think we're going to go higher, and then at some point we're going back into the range. And then this 20%, 30 will go, obviously it will move higher with it. But if it starts really going down into the range already, I don't like that too much if it would do that. But I would prefer it to go up higher again, take out, balance out more imbalances, because it's not done yet to the upside. I don't see it. We're still in my green box. Remember my green box, guys? My green box here. We're in it. This is my green box. I want to see it filled. Not fill. 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 Filled. We just went to 1/4 level of my green box. This is 0.5. And the yearly open is here. The yearly open is just above my green box. Oh, I'm sorry. The yearly open is here at 1/3 level of the green box. Sorry. There you go. So 0.5. So I'm sort of bullish, still bullish. Remember, we finally, all this time, this 4 hour, only wicks, here another wick. We finally are in the green box now. We're finally printing. And we're finally giving it some price action here. So, I can see this as a suspension block on the 4 hour. Sorry, as a propulsion block forming. Let's see how this one, and we've got 2 more hours for this one to go. Yeah, I'm still, I'm more bullish than bearish on the higher time frame. But you see what happened today just now? We went into maybe we want to go into this fair value gap. Could be. It's fractal, right? It's the same scenario that we have on lower time frame. This happened on the lower time frame, on the 15-minute. You see what happened here? You see this scenario? Do you recognize it? This little fair value gap here? Now we go to the 4 hour. You see this fair value gap is similar to the 15-minute that we just witnessed. It went into it. So I wouldn't be surprised today we see this happening. We go into it and then we go back up. So I like this area for today, and then I'm still bullish, but I wouldn't be surprised if we go into this fair value gap here. How I feel about CPI? Well, it's a news candle, so every news candle we embrace. We love 8:30 news candles. But I'm still more bullish than bearish, I guess. But the only thing that I'm expecting for news candles to do is like to, go through levels that we normally, which are hard to disrespect a little bit, if that makes sense. So it can easily, for example, go to that fair value gap in a large distribution move, for example, right? Or something like that. Or so, let's say the 4 hour. Like for example, we go up, up, up again, and we hang out in this area, and suddenly, we get a wick into this one, and then it hangs out, and then it goes back up, for example. Or it goes really, really high, and then slowly moves its way down for TGIF, for example, like that. Anything to make it hard for us to anticipate. That's what it is. But yeah, we're definitely bullish. I mean, look, we're definitely on our way to, grab liquidity. But it's always hard in this area because you don't know which wicks it wants to take out, which one is liquidity and which ones are the gaps that they just want to use. So we are here. So we still have these here. We have these. We have this one. We have this here. So that's the challenging part, right? Oh, okay. Oh, what's up? Yeah, I still think it wants to go a little bit higher. Let's see. For me, it is like because it didn't move away from this suspension block very fast. It just keeps on going back into it. I think it's just, again, we are in time distortion a little bit. And at some point, it will go into it a little bit higher. It's just, I think it's just fooling everyone to go short. I think it's still a short trap, to be honest. Um, yeah, they're still trying to trap the shorts. Let's see, we can see a market maker model here. We're gonna get a new hour. It's going to open now, right? 4 o'clock, our favorite time. I would say I prefer 4 o'clock a lot. I like it. It gives a lot of information, especially after accumulation. Let's see what it wants to do. If London would start bringing us lower now, I would be, I think CPI might bring us higher again. And if we would start going higher, higher, higher. Now, I guess I like this 4 hour fair value gap as some point at some, like, and then maybe, but let's see what 4 o'clock is going to give us. Let's just see. I mean, it's so hard to predict, right, at this point. 1 more minute. 1 more minute. You see how we're just hanging around that daily open, keep going back to it, keeps on tapping into it. Very, very. Okay, 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock. Come on, go higher. Go previous day high. I want you to go a little bit higher. 75%. Now this could be the one that it wants to utilize, and then it just leaves, because you can see it goes here, it goes into here. Maybe it went to discount or premium, so it could be done. It doesn't have to go here, right? It hit a suspension block, it went into it, and it just doesn't want to go higher. So that's bearish a little bit. But let's see. Let's see. Okay, three passed. Three passed. So you see what we created on the 1 hour. We don't have a wick, right? We have a wickless candle already. Oh, no, we have a small wick. Okay, a very small one. Okay, it's gonna expand now to Asia low. Let's see. Let's see. Does it want to expand to, what do you guys think? Asia low now in the play? Could be. Go Asia low here. Asia low and NWAL event horizon as well. Let me double check something. Let's see if it wants to expand to Asia low. Mm. See, I just don't like this price action because it just doesn't give the follow through and it just keeps on using reject. Like yesterday, same thing, reject. It's just using the rejection here, rejection block. It's just not going really like smooth to the downside, right? Like we want to see. Okay, come on. Mm, 4-8. I'm still not anticipating in this shorts. I'm still not really liking it, even though it goes with, if it goes down, it used to go without me. I still don't like it too much. I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to spike up again or something. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to leave it here because I just don't like the price. It's the same like yesterday again, time distortion, and it's just going to play around and not going to levels and just waiting for specific levels to be hit. I'm just going to go touch some grass and then zoom out again when I come back like I did yesterday. And maybe get a clearer picture what price is really doing and when it's really time to do something. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to spike up again, which is just, annoying because you want to see it go to Asia low or just hit some form of just finalize a move, and it's just not finalizing anything. The only thing that's clear to me is that it hit a suspension block, and it's sort of like, okay, moving down from it, but is it ready to take Asia low or really take a level, go maybe into a wick? It didn't do it in a macro though, but maybe it wants to do it after 10 minutes past. Let's see. Let's see if it wants to just give us some larger move. Come on, doesn't matter which way, just give us some displacement. We want to see displacement, yes. Come on. Okay, come on now. Go to Asia low or something, do something. There we go. Come on, go through, go, 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 go. Don't wake back up. Do it. Go, go, go. Come on. Oh, annoying. Okay, there we go. Come on, go, go, go. Let's see if it can take Asia low now. If not, if it just takes this low and goes back into the range, it might leave it for later for the news. Just be aware of that. But let's see if it takes this low here. Okay, well, I'm not gonna watch this anymore, guys. I'm gonna go touch some grass. Yeah, calling it a morning. Have a fantastic week. Yeah, you too. Oh, there we go. We took out some liquidity. Let's see if we can go for Asia low. Yeah, let me check some other stuff. Let's see if it wants to reach the Asia low. Come on. It might want to leave it, like I said, but let's hope that it wants to take it. Okay, go, 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 go for NWAR, the event horizon. Um, okay, so important lesson here was the suspension block. I still don't think we are fully done yet, so I'm still expecting price to go to this area at some point. But suspension block was the move for London. We went into this little gap here, which was also at the end of the macro. When we went up to it in another macro, here we are again, not, it's rejection. Here again, this is rejecting in this little gap. So it's using the gaps, right? Suspension block. We go into this gap, then this one goes into this gap and it's ready to move towards the Asia low finally here. But I still don't think we are, I don't think this is the move for the the TGIF, so to speak. I still think we have some more room to the upside today because it's just moving in such a slow way. And I would definitely use this wick here, like say, see where it's 50% and see how it reacts there, right? You want to see, where's my 50%? Here we go. Watch this wick here, the daily wick. Is it the same? Yeah, it's the same on the daily. Okay, we touched Asia. But I would be a little bit careful with being too short biased today. Just don't. I don't think it looks like a very low resistance run, but we could go for this area here, just below 50%. We tag into it. If I would be short biased, I would be short biased up to here, but then I would be really, really careful. And then see if it starts going lower, lower. Because we have a lot of, listen, we've got opening range gap, unfilled here. There's a lot of things here. So it could. But let's see. I mean, when you start going very, very fast at some point, then, and I would wait after the news as well, see what it does. But if we stick around here, we go back up. That's a possibility, but we could also go all the way down and go into this area. But yeah, I'm just not convinced yet. I'm just not too convinced of I'm not convinced of a low resistance liquidity run to the downside. Let me put it that way. I see downward movement, but I can also see us go back up again a little bit. I'm just not, I want to see the low resistance liquidity round. That's what I'm waiting for. Not this annoying wave moves, but then again, the move up until 337, 338, then we had the retracement back up into, this is telling you it doesn't want to go higher, right? Here it tells you, okay, I'm going into it, but I'm not going higher. I'm just giving you wicks. Then we open at 4 o'clock. We don't even get into the area anymore. Then you get your confirmation for your short. Max up to Asia low. Then you want to reassess again, see what price is doing, because it's not moving in a fast way. You want to be very careful. You want to just reassess constantly. You want to just reassess. What is it doing? Okay, here it's telling me it's using the suspension block. It doesn't want to go. The 350 macro is telling you it doesn't want to go higher because it's just wicking into it. Normal bodies is using this gap. At 4 o'clock we open. We don't even get into higher anymore. We start dribbling down, and then you can frame it to Asia low. And then again, you want to be careful, like now, to see what's doing. Hey guys, I'm going to touch some grass. I want to do some other things, and just want to do some other, enjoy my day a little bit instead of looking at this price action. And we might get a nice session in New York. I mean, it's good that it's slow now because that might give us a better opportunity in New York, right? So anyway, any question, guys? I'm also going to call it the morning. But I'm actually looking forward to CPI now because I like it that it's been slow in New York, and it only went for Asia low after a long time. So who knows what it wants to do. So let's see. I think it's just going to hang around maybe in this area. Let's see, and then just maybe wait for CPI to really make a nice move. I wouldn't mind, would it? Just so. Remember, we still have midnight above us. We haven't tagged midnight at all, right? Over here. We still have some interesting levels here, but we have a lot of things to the downside as well. But hey, we've got a lot of things to the upside from really long ago, but also there's a lot of interest. So it's interesting because there's so much to the downside and to the upside, but you want to really be aware what's a balanced price range, because when an area is balanced, then it's ready to move to the next area, right? So that's how you have to think with liquidity and balanced price ranges. The secret of moving to the next area is a range balance to move to the next area. And when it's done, then you have like your low resistance liquidity rounds. They always come after balanced price ranges. You have to be aware also, guys. This is something. If you look here, you have an inversion on the 4 hour. Maybe with a news driver, it could go all the way down very fast into it. But this is an inversion. Now the only thing is you've got gaps here, wicks, so you don't have a BPR yet, so you have to be aware of that. But it isn't, you can call it an inversion, but it's not as strong as a BPR without the wicks. So yeah. Okay, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna go. It's a nice day. I want to go to the beach. I'll see you guys Monday. I want to wish you a very happy weekend. Enjoy, and I'll see you back Monday. If there's a good trade, I will recap it. If not, I'm just going to stay on the sidelines. It's Friday. You want to protect your capital or just only A+ setups, right? And yeah, we'll review everything on Monday again. What happened today? I think that's a nice thing to do. So, okay, stay safe, guys, and I'll see you back. Enjoy your weekend. No overtrading, only A+ setups. Ciao, ciao.